kids. People always want to know if we have kids. We thought about having kids, but we decided to be happy instead. That's what we decided. We do have dogs. We have 2 dogs, and we're definitely that couple, by the way, who treats their dogs like their kids. And people who have kids will always go, well, dogs are great, but they're not the same as kids. And that's true, because I've never been ashamed of my dog. That's for sure. That's for sure. But people are like, oh, you know, it's so satisfying having kids. And my buddy, I have 2 dogs, and he has 2 kids, and he's like, you know, you'll never know the joy I feel of having 2 kids. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to have to pay for college. And then I met his kids, and I'm like, oh, you're not going to have to pay for college. Nobody's going to college. You might want to put a little aside for bail. Ain't nobody going to college. Nobody's going to college. I do have dogs. I love my dogs. Any dog people? Give it up for dogs if you're a dog person. How about cat people? Do we got some cat people? Right on, a little quieter, a little sadder. I got it. I have dogs and cats because I'm all kinds of needy. I love them both, but I appreciate them for different reasons. I love my dog because my dog gives me unconditional love. And I love my cat because my cat gives me the kind of love I probably deserve. They love you, but very different. Like your dog loves you with all its heart. There's no sin you could commit that your dog would not forgive. Your dog would give its very life for you. Your cat loves you like a second date that's not going well. Like, I appreciate that you bought dinner, but let's not make any small talk. I recently had to take my dog to the dentist, which is a strong word, dentist, for what they do. Really, it was a guy to knock out my dog's teeth. I was really taking my dog to a dog bully is what I was doing. I had to take my dog to the dentist because he had an impacted tooth. It cost me $3,000. Let me tell you something. If I went to the dentist and it cost $3,000, my wife would have me put down. She'd say, you know, I don't want him to suffer. You know, it's the humane thing to do, but we did. And the dentist said that they had to take out between 3 and 27 teeth. They weren't sure how many. First of all, 27 teeth seems like a lot for a dog. You know, it's a dog, not a shark, right? Second of all, why the wide range? Because literally he said we might have to take out 3 or 27. And I figured it out. 3, dentist has a few bills to pay. 27, dentist wants a boat. I think that's what it is. And they gave my dog doggy pain pills, basically doggy Vicodin. How do I know I might have a problem? Because I was Googling, can I take my dog's pills? It turns out you can. All you have to do is translate his weight to your weight to know how many pills to take, and then look at your dog and go, he probably feels fine. Who's a good boy? Who got daddy high? Who did? That's right, who did? I have been married a very long time. I've been married 30 years. I'll tell you the story of how I proposed to my wife. You want to hear a very cute story? This is a cute story. I proposed to my wife at a nice Italian restaurant in Tucson, Arizona. And because it was Tucson, Arizona, you know, oh, that must have been a nice Italian restaurant. It was a really good restaurant, yeah. That kind of restaurant that has breadsticks from the supermarket. It's that kind of restaurant. I proposed to my wife at this Italian restaurant because my bride-to-be said, this is the restaurant where you will propose to me. She gave me the ring from her pocket that she bought with my money and said, it's time for you to propose to me. And get on your knees, propose to me. I'll pretend to cry, and we'll get free tiramisu. And it worked. We got free tiramisu. All I ever wanted was somebody smarter than me, and granted that's a low bar, but still, I just want somebody smarter than me to take over for mom. That's all I wanted. I got married when I was 19, so yes, I'm a cracker. I just found a lady who said, I'll have sex with you, and I went, oh, good. I'm done looking. Done looking. That's enough for me. Thank you. Thank you for the solid. I know what I look like. I found the one. I found the one with just the right astigmatism. That's what I found. But recently celebrated a anniversary, and my wife decided she wanted to celebrate by having car sex. I am in my 50s. I don't know if you know what car sex is like when you're in your 50s. Just say it was a couple months ago and my back still hurts. That's what car sex is like in your 50s. Car sex is not something you do. First of all, car sex is not a good option. Car sex is when it's your only option. That's when you have car sex, right? Like here's what I like. I like in my own bed sex. I like in my own room sex. I like, maybe sex tomorrow, TV tonight sex. That's what I like. But it was fine. The lady wanted to have sex in a car. It's great. I love my wife very much. So good and game. You just want to do. Let me give you some advice if you're going to have sex in a car. Don't own a Kia. Don't own a Kia. I'm over 4 feet tall. That's what I want to say. But we did it because, again, we're in our 50s. You know, if any married guys, you don't know how often that train's coming around. So you're getting on board whenever it's like, okay, today's the day. Great. Is it spring already? So we had the car sex, and it was nice. My wife likes to listen to music when we make love. Or she just wants to drown out my voice. I think that's probably it. Like, I don't want to hear just how tired he sounds. So we had sex in my car. Having sex in your car, though, and we had sex not to a CD, but to the radio. That's a little risky, because you can start out making love to Marvin Gaye, and then end on an ad for a Ford Focus, where you're just like, yeah, that really is a good APR. Yeah. But it was fine. It was very nice. I love my lady, and it was nice for her to offer. But that really is a young person's game. The only thing I think when I hear that somebody my age had sex in a car is, sorry, you're homeless. That's a bummer. At least you got somebody who loves you. I like the idea, though. We were in our little car steaming it up. I like to imagine how great it would have been if somebody would have seen that somebody was having sex in their car, but didn't know it was somebody in their 50s and decided to take a look. Oh, okay. I probably shouldn't, I know, but I'm just going to take it. Ah! Oh, my God. I don't know what was a testicle or what was a breast. Oh, you can't unsee that. She's a very lovely lady, very tolerant. How tolerant is she? She's going to have to watch this nonsense later. How tolerant. The car was parked in a lit street. Because if we going crazy, we going crazy. Because I honestly do like to be seen doing stuff. And not because I'm kinky, but just so that we can validate that it happened at least once. That's really, I just want witnesses. See, I did it. I did it. I am also, my name is James Bruce. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is James Bruce, so as you have probably guessed, I am Jewish. Nobody ever guesses that. I actually am Jewish. Nobody ever guesses that. My favorite thing that people will say when I tell them I'm Jewish is they'll say, oh, you don't look Jewish. Which I like that because that's very subtly a little bit racist. Because if you say I don't look Jewish, you're basically saying there's a way a Jew should look. Like you're like, I don't know, Jim, I don't see the horns. But the reason I don't look Jewish is because my father wasn't Jewish, but my mother wasn't Jewish. I'm a Jew by choice. I converted to Judaism some decades ago. A lot of people ask you, why did you convert to Judaism? And I like to say, 'cause we're right. No. I'll tell you why I converted to Judaism. I converted to Judaism for the same reason people become Christian or Muslim or whatever, because I wanted to be comfortable in my own skin and figure out where I belong in the world. That's all. That was the only reason, is that all of us are doing the same thing. We're trying to figure out who we are and trying to feel comfortable. FYI, not working. Never been comfortable in my skin, which makes me the most Jewish of all. I was talking to my Jewish friend the other day, a Jewish friend of mine. I said, I haven't even really been going to synagogue lately. And he goes, now you're a real Jew. People always have questions like, do you keep kosher? Yeah, I keep kosher. Keeping kosher is actually not that hard. There's stuff you can eat. There's stuff you can't eat. You know what's hard? Pretending to like shitty food you didn't grow up eating. That's hard. Like, who here knows what borscht is? Do you know what borscht is? Borscht is a Russian word that means beet soup. Do you know why they call it borscht? Because you wouldn't fucking eat it if you knew it was beet soup. But just in case you want to make this... But the way, the first time I ever ate borscht, the woman who gave it to me said, you know, it's just as good hot or cold. True. True. By the way, food should at least have a temperature preference. But just in case you want to try this delicacy, I'm going to give you the recipe for borscht. First, become a Russian peasant without options. Take a bucket, go into a field, pick a dirty beet, squeeze it. Hey, that's borscht. Eat up. She said, oh, you know how borscht is really good is if you put some sour cream in it. Hey, you know what's even better? I'll just eat the sour cream. How about that? How about you keep your dirty beet juice? I did it because, you know, you try all the things. There's another question. This is the most common question from when you convert to Judaism, and it's mostly ladies who ask, what is it?
Did you get circumcised?
Yeah, did you get some work done downstairs? That's what people always want to know is, did you get circumcised? I am an American male. I was born in an American male hospital. They did that for free. I didn't even have to ask. They did that when I was born. Rabbi told me 100% that I had to get circumcised again.
Oh, no.
I'm like, dude, it's not a haircut. Like, it's not like, hey, I got that big job interview. Can you take a little off the top? Also, I'm Irish. I have enough, but I have just enough. Like, I cannot afford to cut a 1/4 inch off every now and again. I can't just do that. Then the rabbi said, well, it's not an actual circumcision, it's a ritual circumcision, but we are going to draw blood. Oh, God. I have a theory as to why they do that. Even though I was circumcised, I had to do it. Jews have been suffering for years and years, thousands and thousands of years. You cannot just join that group. It's like a gang. They're going to jump you in. We're going to cut your dick.